G'day and good evening, everyone, to the official coverage of Asrnz's Assetto Corsa Competizione 2021 GT3 season, sponsored by SJS, of course.
Bloody mouthful there, Dave.
It is a bloody mouthful, and and there's more. Obviously, tonight we're at Donington for round 8. It's a regular 70-minute race, and yeah, as always, piping up already, good mate and commentary legend, J-Man. How you doing, bro?
Mate, it is so good to be here, Dave. I am absolutely pumped, G'd up for this one, mate. Had a little bit of a partial sabbatical last week, as you're obviously aware of, and it was great to have our old mate Farmer back in the comms box
good
for
fun.
round 7.
Good fun stuff.
Hey, this week's another week, round 8. We can see the visual on the points at the moment. We'll get right into it, mate. Tom Saverley, right up the top still, got what did we say, 47 odd point buffer at the moment over Stoners. Jackson Went, the second of the Go Speed cars, sitting in third. That's at the expense of dropping Aztec out of the podium. Steve Crosslin into fifth. JB, our multi-time champ here at Asrnz, still hanging in there in P6. Ashley Vittiger 7th, Mark Josco 8th, Jake McKellar 9th, and Stephen Melling in the 10 for the pro guys.
Yeah, awesome work.
And vets, and all things considered, as we see the boys roll out for this official qualifying session, David, without getting too much involved in the points, because obviously our viewers can well and truly read or work out the visuals there.
There you go. So yeah, just as we just see the team's points come up there, and you can follow whoever. Go Speed Racing way out with 701.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, the old boys, Ashvet and Aztec. Yeah, nearly 100 points behind. So
yeah, a lot of work to do for some guys, but there's little battles going on. There's little milestones that these guys. I mean, these guys are going to turn up every week, Davo, and know that. You know, they're striding for a top 10, or they're striding for a top 15, or what have you, because, I mean, there's varying abilities in every community, and such as at Asrnz, and you've got to pick your battles, and we've got some really cool ones going on there. That visual before, we saw that those positions for anywhere from 4th through to 10th that's just not sold yet. You know what I mean?
Like, definitely not. There's definitely a battle to be had as we wind down in the season, actually, with this being round 8 out of 10. Yeah, so now, yeah, what's that heating up?
I wasn't privy to everything that you guys got to witness last week, because I was behind the wheel of the Honda, and didn't do a particularly great job. I didn't do a bad job. I still finished the race, but yeah, props and mad respect to these guys out here at round 8 doing what they do, Davo, because far out, man, these things are rapid. Albeit they've got a lot of electronics and a lot of aero. They are a very, very savage beast to tame, and props to all you boys that get on and do this, and just mad respect at the consistency and the times that you boys run. So that's it. We do know that it was Stoners that ran away quite comfortably with that one, Davo.
Yeah, easily ran away with it, and top effort from Stoner in the Aston. As we just pick up on, actually, I think that's Josh.
Good to see Joshy. Good to see Joshy back.
Yeah, good to see Joshy back. I just noticed he's just rounding the final. So I got distracted there. Just rounding the final turn for his first time lap. Interested to see what that is.
27.4, which is very, very respectable. I mean, I went out. I wasn't happy with my drive last week, Davo, so I went out and tuned the Honda up a little bit earlier this week, or last weekend, and
nice.
Managed to push the Honda into sort of the 26.8 bracket, which I'm sure we'll see these boys eclipse well and truly tonight. As we look at the current conditions, they are They are fast. I mean, I expect to see them in the 26s.
Yeah, definitely. Beautiful sunny day. Track temps.
We just saw them off the back of a rainy Friday, Davo.
We did actually, just in practice there earlier. The our centre practice was a little wet.
Yeah.
But yeah, definitely very comfortable ambient and track temperatures here for
We got 19 ambient and 22 track mates. It's probably a really nice balance out there at the moment. And welcome to our viewers live, and those of you that choose to tune in via Twitch and support Asrnz, Davo and myself, and Asrnz, thank you very much. We do appreciate it. And for those of you that tune in a little bit later on, for those of you who are out there racing tonight and watching on YouTube later on, we do appreciate your support. Don't forget to share and hit the like button. Tell your
Definitely.
Subscribe. We do really enjoy the support. Davo, let's call out here tonight. You and I had a little bit of a chat off air earlier on, and I was quite vocal about the point that I personally think this will be a round where a number of factors will play in, and I don't think any one car or person is going to go out and dominate. What's the call from yourself tonight from what you've seen at this point, mate?
Well, the times don't show that. I think the top pack's still going to stretch their legs a little away, but just given the style of Donington and just knowing Donington and driven there plenty of times like yourself, mate.
Hell of a racetrack, mate. Hell of a racetrack.
Conducive to really good racing for whatever reason. Tricky little track, but really nice and flowy. And yeah, I think we're going to see. It's pretty hard to call, mate. It's going to be interesting to watch.
Well, it is, and I mean, you know, the car you focus on at the moment, you know, Steve Croston. Oh, sorry, apologies, the sister car, Pete Apsey, but yeah, certainly the sister car of Steve Croston. He was out there posting some really stout times earlier in the week, as was obviously the likes of Tom Satherley, Jackson Went, and Craig Stoneley, really in good form here as well.
So we just see Joshy come over for his second flight.
Very close on a 26.950, mate.
Yeah,
versus the 26.90. There's nothing in that.
No.
You know, once again, we spoke off here as well, Dave, about, you know, we've got big history with Joshy. He's very much been a part of this place for a number of years. He's grown up as sim racing around Asrnz, very much a part of the family here, and as I'm sure Tom and Jackson will be if they decide to stick it out with us. But we were talking about this young man actually probably relishing the fact that, you know, he has been the yardstick. He's been the top dog here for a number of seasons, battled it out with the likes of John McDonald. But you know, there's a couple of new kids on the block.
There is a
couple of new dogs. And the likes of Tom Satherley
and there for
Jackson.
For Joshua, definitely, and yeah, it will be interesting to see how he ups his game for that. These boys are definitely quick and up for the race. I totally agree.
I think you'll relish it, Davo.
Oh, absolutely.
And I'm going to call a quick shout out tonight for a couple of reasons. You know, obviously because I can, because you know, the media team, we have this privilege. But I mean, the first one's going to go to Andre. So I'd like to just congratulate Andre and Gemma, should they happen to watch this or see this. Congratulations on the new addition to your family, mate. That's an awesome effort from both you guys. And we just wish, you know, good health and congratulations for you guys. And the other one as well is a little bit heartfelt, was condolences this week. You know, I put a shout out to John McDonald last week with an ill family member. So shout out and condolences to the McDonald and the Moore family for their losses this week with the loss of Granny. And as John Boy's well aware, you know, I think he's racing for his Granny tonight. She'll be in the hot seat with him. So condolences to you guys, and we wish you well tonight, guys, and try and put on a great show, as I'm sure you guys will.
Absolutely, J-Man.
Alright, so where's the camera's focus right at the minute?
We just picked up on Aztec as he was a little up on his time coming through the middle sector of the track, but has dropped off dramatically.
Okay, bit of a mistake in there, you think?
And just as we see him come to the S's
there.
there,
Out
yeah, he
definitely
got out there and went for the old Jim's mowing.
Yep. So he's just
might have thought he was back in the Bentley.
JB there.
So
try and clean those tyres up. A bit of grass clippings on there and sort that out.
No doubt, and a little bit of sand. So we see this quali session wind down, guys.
How close is it, Davo?
It is close. We've got 26.9 at the top.
We've got Mudgee about to join the party, I can assure you.
28.0 at 10th, so this is a close pack of cars.
Yeah, as I said,
4
Davo,
tenths between first and fifth.
If Mudgee gets this right, these final 2 corners, he will join this party.
I was focused a little on Mudgee earlier. The Bentley looking very tight round here tonight, J-Man.
Yep.
Definitely one to watch.
Yeah, I don't know. I think he's good. I think he's good for a front row if he gets it right. It's just depending on...
For sure.
This last corner here, he's kind of nailed it. Lost a tenth or so, but he'll be close. He will be close.
Puts him above Crossland, who had just gone over.
Rightio.
Line.
Actually,
that was Absy that had gone across the line. So Crossy coming around now and is 1/10 up.
He is up. Where do you look, mate? You got Aztec, he's on the improve. Gunther's on the improve.
Yeah.
You got a lot of guys well down, but Steve Crossland looking at a couple of tenths up as he comes across the line. Still might carry a tenth, maybe just over, as he
pushes Mudgee back.
It's brilliant.
So a little bit of a ding dong going in there. Qualifying at Donington.
I can tell you though that Mudgee is right on the cup of bettering his lap, and he does not need much on a 27.099. If he can just pip into the 26s, he will get that spot back, but he's going to have to be, as he makes a cut this lap, I can tell the viewers, which you won't be privy to this information, that through the chicane was a cut.
Just picking up on Jason Went actually there, J-Man.
Where is he? Yep, okay.
He is currently in 5th and up on his time, a considerable amount. Enough to put him 2nd row at a minimum.
Wow, yeah, I mean 4.5 tenths, that's a big number. He could be going for the front row here, mate. Well, like number 1.
Yeah, good.
The big call, but he's currently, to my numbers, he's 6 tenths up. So
yeah, definitely 5-6 tenths up. Doing a great job. I just noticed Josh Rediger just caught his time out of the corner of my eye. He is a few tenths up on his lap at the moment too, and coming down the back straight towards the S's. Jackson Went, like you said,
straight to the top.
Straight to the top. We've got Josh Rediger just dipping into the S's now. 2 more corners to go.
He is on a number that's going to see him go up.
Satherley also up on his time. Just quickly and quietly. Oh, very tight lines from Satherley there as we just duck back to...
Yeah, nice. Josh is carrying this 3.5 tenths up. If he can carry
he's got the lights flashing.
He's going to do the job.
Doesn't want anybody in his way. 3 tenths up. This
3 tenths, 2.5 tenths. 2 tenths, 2.5 tenths. He does go to the top on a 26.750.
Satherley still up on his lap, coming down into the 2nd to final corner.
Oh, he's grabbed 4 tenths, 5 tenths.
Watch this space. This is not over yet.
The Delta's still heading in the right direction at 5 tenths.
Look at this.
This will be enough for
Satherley rises to the occasion.
26.418. This is replicating times that we saw in practice earlier in the week.
That's impressive, J-Man. That is
very.
What an intense finish to qualifying there. Some big guns.
Yep.
Firing off there.
Yes. So hey, look, something to consider too. You know, that shakes out. Congratulations to Tom Satherley, Josh Rediger, Jackson went. Steve Crossland, Mark Mudgeway taking up the top 5. So great to see those guys in there. And as we mentioned before, John McDonald, Jake McKellar, Ashley Vett, Aztec, and Steve Melling rounding up the 10. Remembering that Steve
For
Melling is
sure.
holding that 10th position in the championship right now. So that'll serve him very, very well,
It
qualifying
will.
that car in a strong position. But
Absolutely, absolutely. And obviously, we'll thank just quickly ABC Tech for Asrnz servers, Zero Vision for obviously for all our technical support, and of course Superior Joint Selling for sponsoring the GT3 series for ASR.
100% welcome to the 5 live viewers that we do have on the stream right now. We appreciate your
G'day,
support.
guys.
Don't forget to chuck in a chat box or a shout out. We're certainly we're aware that you're there, and I'm under no illusion that these guys put on a show tonight. Now, something to consider as we roll out of the Saturday morning session, ready for a Sunday midday start of the race, as to whether or not here at Asrnz, as you guys are probably aware, at 8 rounds in, these guys get 5 sets of tyres. If it should rain like it did in the official practice session on the Friday,
Yes.
those wets are effectively a free set of tyres. So expect some of these guys may have another set of tyres up their sleeves right now for this race. And we have gone to a wet start of this race. Well, there you go, Davo. We can never call it, mate. It's hard to predict, but the British weather has become a factor again.
It has no. Like you mentioned, here we are, boys, just dropping onto the grid now.
So those who've done their homework, mate, will be scrambling for a wet tyre pressure setup. They'll be looking at the 10th.
You know they will.
Yeah. 19 and 24. They'll be looking for somewhere around the, I'm going to say the 29 to 30 PSI mark. I'm going to say 29. I could be wrong. It's happened multiple times before. And see if they can press on and see how this thing shakes out, see what the weather does. I mean, it's a midday start, it's 12 o'clock. It's plenty of time for the weather to get better, but in saying that, there's plenty of time for the weather to get worse.
There is. And look, after just a beautiful qualifying session where we saw Tom Satherley right in the final lap there, J-Man just carve his time in and put himself on pole position tonight in front of Josh Vett. What a cracking qualifying.
Look, and I must confess, I've got to be honest. I've got to confess, I got a huge smile on my face, and it's not. Honestly, it's not sadistic or anything. It's not as bad as you think. It's the fact is, I drove the car this time last week. I was always coming back to the booth. I'm back in my spot, and I just to me, it just excites me, Davo, the fact that these guys are going out there, and this is going to put their skill set to the challenge. And the cream always rises to the top, mate. But this stuff here, we've got some wet specialists out there.
Oh, definitely. There is some definitely good wet drivers as the boys just pull away.
McKellar goes back to the pits. What is going on there? There is a malfunction there.
Yep, McKellar back in the pits as we speak, as the boys pull away. Yeah, definitely some good wet condition drivers, J-Man. And look, this is where you're saying the cream will rise to the top, and this is where you'll see it happen. A track like Donington in the rain is. We thought the racing was going to be scary in the dry. Watch this space. So go through the formation lap down the hill towards the old hairpin there, J-Man, right the lowest point on the track there. Full commitment corner in the rain, though, for the start of this race. Watch the pack fly through there.
Yeah, well, look, one thing I picked up on last week, Davo, was, this outlap on a dry track with a slick tyre. I saw a lot of tyre pressure fall out of the tyre. So one has to wonder now, as they're dawdling out there at the moment on a wet track, and it is classed as a wet track. The rain is forecast to increase over the next 3 to 10 minutes as well, I might add. what does it do for the tyre pressure? You know, what I worked out and talking to the guys here who race in this elite racing here at Asrnz is that these things are very, very pressure sensitive. I mean, as much as 0.5,
Yeah.
half a psi.
Yeah.
Will throw these guys out by a second and a half a lap.
Yeah.
So
difficult conditions for them, isn't it, mate?
yeah, 100%. So, hey, look, they've got about a half a lap to go, maybe a third of a lap to go. I think it's enough time for me to go and grab a bevy before these guys roll around and start doubling up a pile. We'll be back in about 30 seconds.
Yeah, roger that, J-Man. So we just see already Satherley and Josh Vediger sizing up, getting their formation sorted, as does row 2, 3, 4, all just started to really size up here. Interesting. Half of these guys are still going to be going through the apex of the corner back here as I think these guys take off, but yeah, it's a nice tidy heli on front row there, J-Man.
Heli front row sounds good, mate.
So yes, we just roll across the line here. It's going to go green any moment. Waiting. Here we go.
We've got a green
light.
The McLaren looks like we've got a reasonably good start. The Mercedes also a fair cross and looking for an outside move.
Joshua and Crossy there, very tidy, whole position.
Yep.
Mudgee just ducked in behind with John McDonald and Ashley Vediger.
Just holding my breath here, mate. Sorry.
Yeah, sorry. Aztec just right behind Ashley there for a moment.
Wow.
Very down to this unbelievably wet. A lot of spray from these cars.
I want to work out what was going on with Steve Melling there, mate. I believe it's Melling. Is it Melling? No, it's Stoner's car. Why is the Stoner's car so far back? What happened here? I'm not sure.
See if we can pick up on that.
Steve Melling with a great start as well, maintaining his position at this point of time. But Stoney a long way back, so we didn't pick up on something there in quality. Something didn't quite go so right for Craig Stoney, who I thought was going to be one of the top 4.
Yeah, and we saw McKellar actually drop back into the pits too just before the start.
Yeah, so need a bit of a read on...
It's a bit of a line astern at the moment. There hasn't been a lot of overtaking, some sort of scary sort of braking and some deep dives, but it sort of hasn't really changed too much, J-Man, position-wise. These guys are really just, as we just pick up on McDonald, I think putting a little bit of pressure on Mudgee's Bentley there.
Yes.
Yeah, everybody
what do we
very...
know about Jake McClare? He
went back
start.
to the pit. Didn't see.
But he's already made up a couple of spots. He's already made up 3 spots.
As we just see Joshua re-enter the track up to Starkey's there.
Yes.
J-Man ducked in behind, I think Aztec, it is. Must have had come off down at the old hairpin there, brother.
Yeah, look, he's very, very loose at the moment.
So yeah, just the boys obviously coming up to speed and getting, just trying to get a grip on these wet conditions, J-Man.
And how's this bloody weather, Davo? Where did this come from? I mean,
we hadn't seen it all week.
No, look, we've read the forecast, and if you had asked me probably 12 hours ago, I would have said, no, look, she's probably going to be a pretty dry track with a bit of overcast conditions.
That's right.
Certainly, I'm looking out in the kitty litter, and there's, we could probably make some bricks out there. There's enough water and mortar, but. For sure. As we just see Satherley round the final turn, comes across the line, dominating. It's got a good stretch. Yeah, look, and I'll be honest, I turned around and said that I didn't think this was going to happen, but I I didn't think there'd be any H2O in the mix either. So obviously that's a, it's different. But that said, you want to be careful that you didn't overset the mark in these conditions, Davo, because she's a long way back and sitting out on the fence line.
It is. Yeah, definitely. As we see, Jackson went just range up on the back of Crossy there as they went down in the old airpit. And got very sideways as he does again. Two McLeans here. Coopies. How do you pronounce it? I don't know. Anyway, back down. Starkey. Yeah, pushing very hard is Jackson.
Yeah, much way with up to the start to tonight, David.
Absolutely, with a little bit of pressure applied from I think both John McDonald and Aztec, or no, John McDonald at the moment still. So yeah.
Yeah, got the road putting a lot of pressure on Ashford as well.
See those cars bunched up there a little bit, but that does have the Josh Bettinger Porsche in amongst that
who was that on
little group of cars. So
is that our old commentary buddy Steve Wilson trying to make a couple of moves early on?
Quite possibly. So as we just see that train of cars.
Oh, that is a great train, Dave.
Pan through that final.
Yep. Yeah, they look incredible under the overcast conditions with a fair bit of sheen coming off the track at the moment. So wipers ablaze, headlights on, and a lot of guys probably still trying to feel this out at the moment, wondering whether they've actually dialed on the right PSIs of these tyres. And there'll be guys looking up on the top right of their screen as well, onto the MFD. Oh, huge move. I picked up on Farmer, Davo, and he had a little bit of contact with the...
Yeah.
Work out who that is. Is that the Josco car? Oh, who's that car in front of him? Is that his teammate? It is. Why has John Boy gone back? What has gone on? We've missed something there. John Boy has gone back several positions. And those guys having a little bit of hip and shoulder there.
Yeah, so to and throwing a little there with Stoner just not too far behind there with that whole situation. Yeah, interesting little battle. Just picked back up on the Josh Bettinger Aztec. Mudgie's actually pulled away a little bit and given himself some space. Yeah, nice work. It's a good little chance to get his rhythm back.
Front three have certainly closed up to Davo. There is a cigarette paper in the rain. It was generally called knock-off, I think, back in the day, but those boys are calling it a fair fight right now for the top three. Nothing between Satherley, Crossland and Wendt out the front. Just probably a little bit of a manly measuring exercise at the moment, as we see Jackson Wendt just absolutely getting it sideways out there on the Astro turf as the cam's just picked up on it. There's beautiful camera work from the British guys. Good to see they're not sitting there sucking on cups of tea right now and actually catching all the live action as we are picking up on it. Aztec with a great start, but under attack from the recovering Josh Vett. Davo.
Yeah, definitely getting a little bit of pressure from Bettinger's Porsche. Again, two measured races. These guys, no mucking around. They will want to just sort of try and keep their head, but like it's racing. The red mist, the lines, and even leading, you can have that little mishap. So yeah, as we just follow that battle, but just look in behind that Gunther Rowe. Yeah,
that's a hell of a battle.
Bettinger battle as well. So yeah, plenty of action going on there. As we just see Gunther actually just run a little
Pretty
wide
deep into one, mate.
into one.
Pretty deep into one, yeah, for sure. Gives Steve Melling an opportunity to just sort of size him up. And
it does.
yeah, hey, look, one thing I worked out last week, even in the
see Steve-O run on it really wide. And I think that's Josco actually running.
Yeah, rounds him up.
Back in.
Yeah, he'll have that. And then as I've got the 27 car of John McDonald just racing up behind him. So, hey, one thing I noticed last week, even in the perfect conditions, we just catch up on this replay of this moment here, is it was very, very hard to make any sort of inroads to anybody, even in perfect conditions, let alone these rubbish conditions.
It was J-Man, and yeah, tough stuff. So.
I'm just while the cameras are there, I am keeping my eye very much on the Beverly Crossy Wentz battle, because Crossy's looked threatening a couple of times, but then when he puts a move on and doesn't get it done, it leaves himself vulnerable to Jackson.
To Wentz, yeah.
Yeah, very much so. So he's back on the attack again. The car looks very, very good 3-1.
And just remembering too, you know, like Wentz and Satherley play a very good team game. These boys
probably
communicate
as good as we've ever seen, I think.
Yeah, so you know, for them to have Crossy sandwiched in between them is perfect, I suppose.
Yeah. Look, they'll work it out, and you can guarantee that there's a whisper button involved in this whole scenario. As we just see at 59 minutes 59, is that the pit window is now open. So here at Asrnz, in a 70-minute sprint race, they are required to do a mandatory pit stop, which does have a mandatory mandated 25-second fuel stop. Tyres are optional. Would add another 5 seconds to the stop.
Yeah.
One would think tonight's bloody forecast would see them trying to run as long as they possibly could to see whether or not they're grabbing another set of wets, or whether they can grab a set of slicks and run home. Don't know what's the call.
Well, look, you know me, as a defence sitter.
Yeah.
I have no idea.
Hey, look, anything at this point would be just an absolute frickin' mockery, mate. I mean, you'd be best to stay out there and just hope like hell that your wet pressures are right and it stays wet, which is likely to do for the next 10 minutes according to my information, and to see how this plays out. It is a 70-minute race.
Was that Wilton just touching it?
Just go back there and have a look at that.
Touching up the back of Pete Apsey's car.
Apsey, yeah. The Stoners having a real battle here. Oh, just collecting Nick Davidson on the exit of the final turn. It was very unfortunate because it looked like Davison actually lifted in respect of not grabbing Stoneley, and Farmer couldn't react at the time. That car was a lap car, I think, according to me, it's 3 laps down. Nevertheless, he's still entitled not to be turned, but anyway, we'll leave that to the stewards.
We will.
Oh, so who is the pink car that I just seen there? Is that Pete Apsey having a little bit of a moment through? There is Farmer now rounds up Pete Apsey on a beautiful move, capitalising on a mistake.
Yeah, after a little bit of contact there on the back section of the track there, Farmer now past Apsey, and a whole train of cars there just quietly. Look at this.
I'm going to put
McKellar's at the back.
Quickly while I just remember that Nick Davidson was our pro.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cars. Heaps of spray. Yes, sorry, J-Dan.
Right, mate. No, you stick with that. I'll just talk over it. Don't change the cameras. I'll just sort of for the viewers. Nick Davidson, this guy really dominated the Pro-Am. The AM series last season, and got some good awards at our awards night last year, and then was looking very, very strong in the Pro-Am series. I failed to actually acknowledge, always we see Hawkins just have a huge moment actually at home. But hey, look, the last couple of rounds he's really been struggling on what's going on there for the years. a very, very good up-and-coming sim racer here at Asrnz, so we hope that he gets his game back on track and sorts himself out as he's 3 laps down. I'm pretty sure that that would be some sort of hardware, internet or technical issue, because this guy is actually a lot better than 3 laps down. He's very much a guy that would be on the tail end of the pro driver. So we hope that whatever's going on at the moment, Nick, you can sort out, mate. I know you appreciate the stream, so best of luck out there, mate. Chin up, and press on. I'm sure it'll come right for you. As you were, Davo.
Yeah, just picking up on Kenny Simpson as Steve Wilton just sort of climbs his way back through the pack there. I think with a couple of little mishaps in the last couple of laps, but yeah, Simpson obviously racing for position. So Wilton having to work for his money. Looked like he got a little wide on the yeses there, so interested to see whether he nicked a corner cut or not, but going very deep in this second to last corner multiple times.
Davo, corner, you know, track cuts. We spoke about it off camera earlier. Even in dry conditions, we knew that they were going to form the touchline through that bottom end chicane. Don't know the name of it, to be honest. I haven't done enough job of my homework. Yeah, the S's. But, you know, in the dry conditions, that was going to be really, really close. Oh, Farmer just really up-braking himself there. Down into one. Probably just needs to just grab the bloody tether, pull the reins back in a little bit.
Yep.
I mean, there's time to have a bit between the teeth. It's probably not now. But anyway, yeah, so, you know, that's it. You know, I think that's something to factor in. You know, every time we turn around and we say, hey, look, that guy, I'm just pushing really, really hard. Just doing a little bit of discipline right now. Yeah, I mean, you could undo yourself really, really quickly in these conditions right now.
For sure.
But yeah, no, look, we were certainly aware that the track cuts could be a big issue tonight in the dry conditions. I mean, more so probably now the wet. I mean, it's a lot harder to make the marks. I'm just picking up, mate. Sorry, apologies. I'm just picking back up on them. Battle at the front with Crossy, a very accomplished weather driver as well. You know, you and I are learning week by week what sort of drives Jackson and Tom can provide, because obviously they're relatively new here at ASR.
Yes.
And very welcome. But yeah, we're learning as we go. You know, we've had the luxury of 6+ years with the likes of Crossy, and that we know how good he can be when he gets it all right. So yeah, pretty cool stuff to watch at this point. Pretty impressed too with another guy who's very, very consistent and measured. I'm just picking up on the black Mercedes, which is out in the kitty litter, which will be Gunther Road. So you're going to see a couple of guys back up in a couple of spots. The guy was just about to mention as a consistent driver, which is the 713 car, and we, you know, historically would always mention this guy being a consistent driver, Steve Melling. So you'll see that Steve Melling, I think when the leaderboard shakes itself out, did Gunther lose that position too?
So yeah, Melling just holding down 10th there, just in behind Josco, and actually quite close to Josco, so well done.
It's as he goes straight through on the chicane. So Steve-O's actually holding down 9th, but
yeah, so nice work from Steve-O.
Yep.
They're just tucked in behind Josco. I could just mention as they come down into the final corner here, very close between the two Aston.
Yep. And
nice work from both of the boys there.
Big battle going on at the other end of the field right now as well too, Dave. I don't want to forget about these guys, because they're just as important as everybody's. Damien Jones has actually cleared his official pit stop, as has Brendan Robb. So B-Dog. Yeah. Oh, sorry. So commentator's curious.
Josco just into the pits as well.
Oh, commentator's curious, and he's sitting in the middle of the track.
Who is it?
Damien Jones, and he just did a really, really good job of coming into the pits, and I really hope he gets his car straight and sorted out and presses on, because he was in a hell of a battle. Oh, is 713 car, Steve comes up, doesn't really know what to do with the ailing, recovering car of Jarkus, but yeah, Jarkus had made that pit stop. He was in a battle with B-Dog and Gray, and what is going on with Jozzy? Davo. He's in the pits, sorry, apologies.
Yeah, Jozzy in the pits. Yeah, just picking up on that replay of Damien, unfortunately, going around. And Steve-O just slipping past there, but yeah, just unfortunate stop there for Damien as he still comes to grips with that Ferrari at the moment. So
well, we've had a positional change, have we?
A few pit stops over the last few laps and minutes.
And a position change for P2, P3, David?
P2, P3, awesome. Yeah. As we just pick up on Steve Wilton, just nearly
we do down the bottom,
breaking himself down.
Actually doesn't really good job of it, mate.
Deals with it. Oh no, but it's Kenny Simpson there just getting.
No, that was B-Dog taking out Kenny.
So yeah, little unfortunate incident there too as well. But we see initially here in the replay, as Farmer gets down the inside, just really cuts into that little battle that boys are having there. As
but
Simpson,
did he not
Simpson chases down in,
holding it tight there and getting the job done?
He definitely did. Only to have the boys behind him in the next corner there.
Bloody B-Dog just ran out of brakes and probably a little bit of talent.
So yeah, tough gig there from those two boys there.
Yeah, so obviously a little bit of turn front up the front there, mate. I didn't quite see what happened, but Frosty clearly got something wrong, and Jackson slipped through, and you know there's not a lot. Yeah. There's a couple of seconds up the road to time, or 1.7, so it's not a massive margin. I don't expect at this point thing, and you know, like I've been consistently looking at the last lap times, and I can tell you that Crossy was the fastest out of the three. You know, Jackson on the 34.2, sorry, Tom on the 34.2, Jackson on the 33.5, Crossy on the 33.4. They are the fastest guys on track. I will tell you that Steve Wilton is another guy that has posted times in the 33s in the wet. So could Farmer get his consistency together in these conditions and just back it down a bit, you know, actually drive it 8 tenths rather than 10? He's got the ability to run in that 33-second bracket, which would see him well up on the P11 that he is right now. He'd actually make some time and start moving forward. So as the pit stop shakeout, we have got Josco, Jones and Rolf, the first of the stoppers. Josco leading that battle, and expect to see Jozzy well and truly up around that anywhere from P6 to P9 battle when these pit stops shake out, because that's around about somewhere where he was prior to making that stop. We try to do our level best in bringing you the best of the information we get to you, and the sponsors that do a great job in providing this information are, as you were, Davo?
Yes, ABC Tech, obviously, for all the Asrnz servers, Zero Vision for all Asrnz technical support, and Superior Joint Sealing for sponsoring this 2021 GT3 series. So yeah, thank you as always, guys. Yeah, the race, just the boys settled in a little as we see a splattering of pit stops. J-Man, not everybody on the same strategy, clearly, with only a handful.
All over Jackson as well as we speak to, bud. What is with the weather, Davo? I mean, what the bloody hell?
Yeah, what the hell? It's wet. And yeah, Krosky all over the back of Jackson there, plenty of spray. Let's see what is going flat chat.
Big under brakes, but not quite enough there, and you know that infamous essence that we talked about, you know, the ability to make time or otherwise make make a penalty or whatever. And you can see Tom Satherley rounding that hairpin as we speak, as these guys drop down. You can just see the visual of the car, the 700 car in the first position, just making that apex there. So these boys are still in touch. They're only 2.5 seconds off of that lead spot, and you know, albeit I think in the dry 2.5 seconds would be kind of like, maybe not meet and drink, Davo, but it would certainly be quite a hard task at that point. I think 2.5 seconds in the rain is realistically it's just a foot in the mud, really, isn't it? It's probably not that hard to make 2.5 seconds back from somebody else's mistake.
Yeah, well, quite possibly. It's just all about managing that. The adrenaline that goes with these sort of races, and yeah, just trying to manage that speed. So yeah, nice work from all up the pointy end at the moment.
And what about Josh Vett, mate? You got a read on Josh Vett? I think he might be up there on his own at the moment, right? Running a lonely 4th position. I'm not sure. I haven't really seen too much of him, but
yes, he is in the Porsche. Porsche should be pretty solid in these sort of conditions.
You would think, coming off the corners, yep.
Yeah, bit unusual configuration compared to most of the cars, although it's sort of starting to tending towards a bit of a mid-rear at the moment.
Yeah.
Yeah, nice work from Josh. Actually, Mark in the Bentley is actually doing a really fantastic job at the moment, sitting in 5th. Aztec very closely behind, and Nashvat not too far either. So, but yeah, that Bentley just hooking up.
Showing in it,
haven't seen the Bentleys for a few weeks, so good to see Mudgy on track.
Yeah, hey, look, it'd be great to see his teammate out there. You know, we really miss Jeffro having the orange and black Bentley, and pretty much anything he drives has generally got some sort of orange on it. So it'd be great to see Jeffro back out there. Miss you, pal. You get to watch this thing. It'll be good to see you on track again soon. But yeah, Mudgy flying the lonely flag for the Bentleys out there. Aztec, like you mentioned, typically doing his usual, very consistent self. I'm not buying into this old bastard / veteran stuff. I just
definitely
think
not.
He's a consummate sim racer and can probably go out there and mix it up in most communities.
With most, yes, definitely. If you want to just drop through the field there, J-Man, and we'll pick up on all those boys.
Down, so obviously we go from there to Ashbet, which is the sister car. So 6 and 7 see those team cars sitting in a really, really comfortable position. My old mate Steve-O, shout out to this guy. You know, he's very, very consistent, holding a top 10 in the championship. If he maintains his position, that'll do him, serve him well.
Yeah, nice work, Steve.
Farmer, it's really, really good recovery from Farmer, because I did see this guy back down as far as 14th position. So this car has actually got speed. I mentioned that had the ability to run 33. So Farmer very, very comfortable in the wet.
Yeah, a couple of nicks and scrapes on that car actually. But
actually spanned for this guy in real life and
still
know
in top
what
10
his abilities
so.
are. Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, nice work.
Gunther Rowe in the satin black Merc, doing a great job in 10th. Craig Stoneley, great job for Craig in 11th. I will admit I expect more Stoners, mate. I know what your capabilities are after a dominant victory at the previous round at Kalami Salami. I expect you to be up a little bit further. I did laps with you early in the week, mate. Come on, up your game. Kenny Simpson, this is a great showing from Kenny. 12th position. I saw him get touched up by B-Dog earlier, so given the fact that he got touched up and sent off the track, I think this guy could be
doing pretty well, and it is clearly pissing down at the moment. So yeah, anybody that's out there and circulator gets this lead is doing an awesome job. So
100%. Pete Axie, which is the sister car to Steve Crossland, which is effectively the team name is, what is it, Davo? Sorry.
Fast and Dubious.
Fast and Dubious, mate. These guys are famous. Cross is famous.
Aptly nicknamed the Pink Panther Mercedes-Benz. And yeah, these guys. Both
This guy,
doing well.
the next guy, Troy Wilson. I rate this guy just for the fact that he absolutely comes out and gives it 110% every week. So well done, Troy and the Aston. Dre with a good showing tonight, albeit there's some guys that have pit stopped behind him. Dre is out here every week just giving it to it in that beautifully presented Ferrari.
Absolutely, with a few scrapes down the side of it tonight.
Yeah, he's got a couple of scratches as we see the next guy coming out, which is John McDonald, just being rounded up by Josh Vediger, which is actually...
I just mixed the time.
It's not the position, I can tell you.
Yeah, John McDonald, the sister Ferrari to Farmer's car.
Yes.
A little bit further down the field than I suspect he'd like to be, but he's just come out of the pit. So one of the pit stoppers, Josco, also pit stopping. Jake.
We got Ryan Branson
and Jake McKellar.
Yeah, I'm not sure about Jakey. I think we might have lost Jakey, mate. Jake started from pit lane, so we might have had some issues for technical issues for Jake. And actually on the Jake thing there. Snakey, hey guys, good show as usual. I had to pull the pin, being beaten with the man flu. Oh, that is ratchet. Now look, Jakey, while we've got you on channel, mate, and you are typing up to us, mate, that is bad luck, mate. I know how that was. I was a bit under the weather myself last week, and the rumour mill tells us at some point in the near future we will have your brother Matt jumping in with us, mate. So really looking forward to that family show that you guys are going to bring to us, mate. You're an integral part of the community. We hope you get better soon, mate, and hope you enjoy the show.
Definitely.
Why we lost Jake McKellar.
Absolutely,
yeah. So rest up, buddy.
Rest up, Jake McKellar.
Damien Jones is the next car.
As we just see Steve Crossland, one of the leading cars, pull into the pits for his scheduled pit stop. As Jackson went and Tom Satterley stay out. So,
so P19, Damien Jones, P20, Ryan Branson, who we've just given the commentator's curse because he's just decided to put it in the grass, and that'll be a particularly wet piece of grass right now after all this rain. And he's just fired it back to the pit, so not having a great time. Maxwell Hawkins, I can't pick up on him.
See Ashley Vediger also in the pits. Logan Branson.
Yeah, well, look, he's got a good teacher, mate. You're a GT4 class winner, so yeah, no, he's got a good teacher there, Jakey. So well done, mate. And,
yeah, nice work.
Fingers crossed that we can get some improvements on the weather tonight, mate, and see if these guys can't get these cars on a set of slicks tonight, go really fast for us. But yeah, so just looking at that margin out the front now too, Davo. Tom Satherley stretched that out a little bit. Jackson went to the pits as we speak.
Yeah, definitely in the background there, just watching Crossy just round up Absy with a bit of a slip and a slide in the Merc, drifting. So yeah, nice work from Crossy, but Jackson into the pits as we speak. On Jacks.
Going to be a bit of a moving and shaking right now as we have a few of the cars coming around that have made their stops. The likes of Steve Crossland, Aztec, Ashley Vediger, Mark Josco, John McDonald, Troy Wilson, Brendan Rolfe, Damien Jones and Ryan Branson that have actually made their stops that'll actually shake out a few of these positions. Jackson Went currently just exiting the lane as we speak, so it'll be interesting to see how he shakes out.
Yeah, see Kenny Simpson in, Gunther Rowe in as well.
Rounds him up.
Here we go. So that's Absy.
No, it doesn't. Sorry.
No, so that is Crossy.
Ooh, someone's had a run right here. What do we got? Who we got?
That is the Absy, the Crossland car.
Is in the front.
The Jackson Went car and the Absy car. Crossy's gone wide. Went's gone very sideways. Looks like Absy's kept it together. Oh, big deal there. We're going to go back and have a quick look at that.
We need to. Be rude not to, bud.
just watch as Crossy gets sideways out of T1 with Jackson just re-entering the circuit. They come down to the bottom of the hill here. Crossy very sideways as he goes to the left and oh wow.
Cut it out.
Mate, I can't.
How did he hang on to that?
I can't. He should have been in the fence, like with the right-hand side of the car. It should have been backwards in the fence.
Yeah.
Wow. Nice work, Crossy, for keeping that together, I tell you. So, Steve Melling in the pits now. Who are we waiting for? One of the top runners, Satherley. So we've had Crossy in the pits.
Yeah, I've just picked
Jackson
up on Tomo and just interested to see if he actually pulls it in.
As he runs really wide into the S's there to just pick that up,
J-Man.
man.
Picked up, mate. I was surprised he didn't get a cut through the right-hand section of that.
Yeah, that just looked like it got away from him a little bit on the brakes. It's almost like he was concentrating on his pit setup there, or can you...
I mean, it's super wet out there.
It is.
I can tell you he didn't get a cut that lap.
Really, that was very close. So, and obviously, no.
I reckon he's coming on this lap.
Yeah, I reckon he is too. I reckon he was distracted by the dash on that car and what he had set in. So here we go. Leader of the race in.
Look, I don't think he's under much threat because
Josh Medica in
second.
Second, just coming down into the final corner, and here we go.
Coming into pit lane.
And into pit lane. Josh Medica into pit lane.
Yeah, so he's a fair bit off the mark here. You'd be looking for Jackson Wynn coming up on Tom Satherley, and I didn't think
that's not going to happen.
I didn't think that Jackson's lap, his outlap, given that Crossy got messy, he had the lift, he passed him. I didn't think it was that impressive. So.
Out of the back of Satherley's car, I can't see Jackson. Jackson's got a bit tangled.
He got final corner now.
Yeah, he got tangled up, boys. So you can't see that happening. Mudgee not pitted, so goes to the lead. We see Thomas come out and continue to control that first position of the race there, J-Man. So nice work from Tom.
What I can tell you, with 34.25 minutes to go, is the rain is starting to ease. The forecast is saying that the rain is actually going to head off a bit, mate. So 18 and 22 degrees. If this rain stops inside the next 7 to 10 minutes, expect the last 10 minutes of this race to have a dry line forming, and how these wet tyres will hold up, I don't know. There's the call. That's just it's a possible scenario coming from the broadcasting team, but
yeah, definitely. So just watch this space, see what happens. You see Stoneley in second, not pitted yet.
He has not pitted yet.
Into the second to last corner, the hairpin down there at Melbourne. Running up to Goddard's here, final turn.
Yep.
Very similar corner, a little bit wider apex, very tricky on the exit. But stays out
for a 35.1, which
stays
is
out again, J-Man.
Which is a second and a quarter faster than the guy that's in front of him.
Which is
Mark Mudgee.
Yes. Yeah. And punching some...
Who's that off in the bloody weeds up the road in front? I can see somebody that's gone off and recovering. I'm just trying to work out who that is. Could have been V-Dog. I'll just have a look there. Sorry, guys.
So, yeah, watching Mudgee just pedaling that Bentley nicely. Yeah, haven't seen the Bentley for a little while, but coming back in wet conditions at Donington, it's apt. And yeah, this car looking pretty solid. He is carrying first position at the moment, but previous to the boys in front of him going in, he was holding fifth. So yeah, good showing for the Bentley tonight. Hope all goes well for the rest of the race. Only 32 minutes to go, so past halfway.
The 70-minute race.
Yeah, so yeah, over halfway. Very wet conditions so far. Although the forecast says that it's going to clear up, it definitely doesn't look like it on camera at the moment. But just watch this space, anything could happen. So
the last time round, Mark Mudgeway with a 36.3 plays Craig Stoneley 36.1. So only a couple of tenths that lap. Last lap was a second quicker. That one was only a couple of tenths. Yeah. I'm very, very curious as to see what the Tom Satherley time was. It was a 1:43.
For sure. Yeah, so just picking up on Josh there. Surely going to see a couple more pit stops up the pointy end here, AJ, man. So
yeah, well, you'd think, you know, you've still got the likes of Mark Mudgeway, Craig Stoneley and Pete Apsey.
Yeah.
Nick Davison all to make their stops. Unfortunately, Nick Davison some 3 laps down. So, you know, but, you know, you've got to be classified to get points here, and you've got to press in. You've got to, you know, Nick Davison of all people, I mean, you know, he took out the AM Championship last year. He knows their relevance and sticking out these hard nights and, you know, making these points. As I'm just watching Josh there, I mean, the car still looks very, very nervous.
It does.
Who was that he just went past off the infield? I'm not sure.
As we just pick up on Joscar and Stephen back
so
down.
Why is Crossy so far back? What has happened? Why is Crossy back in 14th position?
Yeah, who knows? Obviously, Crossy's had an excursion there, J-Man.
Do we have the ability? Can we get him? I'd like to know.
Do you have the ability?
I think we do.
Okay. We have the technology.
Okay, Crossy, we don't want to upset you too much as you run down the hill into a particularly tricky situation coming down here in the wet, and we've grabbed you and you've run off, so you're in the dirt now. We might as well talk to you. What's going on, Crossy? You've got some tyre pressure issues?
I know. To be honest, I don't know. I come out, everything was set right, and it's just not stopping. Or it come out of the pits, I feel really good for a lap. Tyre temperatures are good, so it's not like they're on dries. So
you were looking.
There it goes again, you know.
Yeah.
I've got no idea. I don't know what's going on.
Okay, so because you were looking so phenomenally good in the early stages of this wet races, we see you coming through that right hand. I can't even get it online. I see your traction controls on 5 at the moment, mate. Is that about for a wet run?
Well, that was yeah, that's where it was, but it's not lacking traction under acceleration. It's just not stopping,
right? And
yeah, it's just not pulling up and not changing direction. So
well, you provided us with a hell of a battle at the start between yourself, Tom and Jackson, mate, and then it was only after the stop that it's gone bad for you, mate. So we certainly hope, you know, there's still just under half an hour to go. We hope that Aiden improves, because we don't know where this weather came from. Hadn't seen it all week, and now it's here. And we do know, looking at the forecast, it is likely to slightly improve, but I don't know if it's going to be much and in time enough. But we wish you all the best, Crossy, because you're certainly a lot better than the P14 you're sitting in right now.
Yeah, well, two pit stops, and same thing, no change. I made sure everything was right. I don't know what's going on, so.
Okay, mate. I'll chin up, Bill. Chin up.
Oh, good.
You know how good you are, mate, so we'll talk to you a bit later.
It's fun for a while.
Yeah. All right, mate.
Nice one.
Well, there you go.
So, yeah, unfortunate there for Crossy. Just some little, you know, setup glitches or
something going on.
Inconsistencies there, and you know how fickle
we'll try and
these.
Touch back in later with that. Maybe it might even be next week. We might try and dig a little deeper during the week as to see what has gone on there, because you know, Crossy is just an absolute rocket ship when he gets these things right. That pink and black, that Pink Panther Mercedes has been strong all season long. So yeah, I mean, you know, we've seen it make the odd mistake and stuff, but he's still managed to be able to charge back through. So to see that car not looking comfortable, there's something going on there. So
yeah, for sure.
This will be music to Tom Satherley's ears and Jackson went, because I don't think when it all shakes out that they'll have much issue with anybody going forward once this all shakes out, because I can tell you now, both those guys last lap around running in the 34s, and there's nobody else on track that has managed to hit those sort of numbers. So they're in a league of their own in the wet.
Yeah, aren't they? Absolutely, J-Man. It's, we just see Apsy come out of the pits for his scheduled pit stop.
Mission's not done.
Yeah, definitely, and yeah, still very wet conditions here, like we mentioned earlier. The forecast says that it's going to clear. It doesn't look like it on screen at the moment, with only
It doesn't, right?
26 minutes to go.
It might make the admin team question where they vote the tracks next season. You know, they might not want to spend so much down this part of the hemisphere in Britain, and I don't know.
Quite possibly.
It's all good from where I'm sitting, mate.
Yeah, no, it's nice and dry up in the comms box here, mate, I must agree. But, yeah, so as we just see that fields shuffle around throughout those pit stops, Tom Satherley still in second, but Mudgee yet to pit. Jackson went in third, Josh Vediger in fourth, Aztec in fifth, Steve Wilton in sixth. Yeah, top effort there. Josco in seventh.
I can tell you now, 15 minutes to go, Mudge will be well and truly thinking about how long he can stretch this session out, and whether or not this thing will dry up and he can get on a set of slicks and be the absolute maestro, magician to bring this thing home on the perfect tyre scenario at the end. As he rounds up Damien Jones. I don't know, you know, like it'd be one of those nights that we, you know, if you absolutely nailed it, Davo, it'd be, you could do it, you know what I mean? I mean, quite realistically, right now, it'd be the only way to get one over Tom and Jackson, because they're in such a commanding position.
Yeah, they definitely are.
Happened to A, Josh early on the piece with whatever issues he had, and B, Steve Crossan having some setup and whatever issues going on. So I don't know. I mean, if the track clears up and Mudgee can time this pit stop inside the next 14 minutes for a set of slick tyres and a run home, but I just can't see it. The track's not warm enough either.
Yeah, well, I don't know, the temps aren't too bad, but it is still clearly raining.
Well, I see a little minus sign on the rain in 10 minutes, so the graphic is telling me that the rain is about to ease inside the next 3 to 10 minutes. That is official. There is a minus sign there, so what does that do with what have we got? 22 cars still running out there? 21. Yeah, 21 cars still running out there.
21, and yeah, very orderly tonight. A few offs, not too much contact though. The guys really keeping their heads, and but this track in the rain is difficult, to say the least. Very slippery, some really high G corners as they drop down into the old hairpin there, and other very cresting style corners where these cars get very flighty. So
right, the director's just given me a little bit of I've just had a bit of an info feed in my ear there, Davo, that now's the time to grab the race leader down actually, and just talk to him about his strategy here as he just bounces through the chicane, and we'll just grab him through down here. Marjorie, don't lose your concentration, please, as you come down for the second to last of the corners on these laps. Doing a great job sitting currently in P1, still to make your official pit stop, mate. You're looking quite comfortable out there.
Yeah, I'm praying to the weather gods for a bit of dry weather so I can chuck some dries on and come out first, but
yeah, hey, look,
it's running down. It's not really going to happen, I don't think. I'm probably going to pit in the next one.
Yeah, well, look, I can tell you now that there is a minus next to the weather forecast inside the next minutes, which tells us the rain is going to ease. But will it be enough for a slick tyre? I'm not sure, bud. But I don't want to break your concentration, so don't pay too much attention to me. But doing a hell of a job out there, and should it be real interesting if that was the scenario inside the next 12 minutes or 11 minutes that you could go and fire on a slick tyre and bring this thing home, mate. That would be really good. But outside of that, I still think you stand to make a few positional changes here and move up a little bit, mate, and do a great job. So well done, mate, and best of luck with that strategy.
Yeah. Cheers, bro. Yeah, I'm not in the championship, so might as well throw it all out there.
Oh, hey, mate, look, you just turn up to just try and win races, mate. That's all you got to do.
Yeah, bro, that's the one.
All right, mate, best of luck. We'll talk to you a bit later. Well, there you go. I actually really dig that sort of
straight from the horse's mouth. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah,
go get it.
And he's having a dig, mate. You know, if you've got him here for 1 round or 10 rounds, it's all good, man. We love it. You know, we'll support you no matter what you got. You know, whatever time you can give it to us here, man. We'll watch you and support you. So well done, Mudgy. Hopefully this plays out for you. You know, it's a strategy, and
for
hopefully
sure,
it works out.
For sure. He's the only one that hasn't pitted throughout the field so far.
He's the lonely guy out there, mate.
And well done. He did mention as we watch him around the final turn here that he did entertain that he was going to come in this lap. No,
he's going to hang it out there. So, might have sold him down the road there with that potential weather improvement.
You may have. So just see how that pans out from Muddy there. Back to Tom Satterley in second, the one that would take advantage of that pit stop with his teammate Jackson Went right behind. Just take this chance actually to thank again ABC Tech for the Asrnz servers, Zero Vision for the technical support, and Superior Joint Sealing for sponsorship for the series. Thank you again. A very wet Donington.
And Josh Vediger back in the
pits
again. I'm not sure what this is all about, but he is back in the pits again.
Oh, that's a shame. What are you saying there? Maybe some track cut issue.
Well, I think there's only one way to find out. Josh Vediger back in the pits again with 19.5 minutes to go. Is this an unscheduled stop? What is going on?
May have had a trip to a wall.
Oh dear, so we've missed some contact with the fence there at some point, so you're referring to damage.
What was that? Sorry, I had you both speaking at once.
Sorry, mate. Go, Pep.
Oh, it does look like it had a bit of damage down the side there, Josh. Unfortunate. Where was that?
So turn 2.
Oh.
Like I just clipped the inside curb and it spat off the.
Ouch.
It's just been the most unpleasant driving experience I've ever had with Porsche. It's shocking.
Okay, so just the car has looked nervous. We have noticed on screen tonight, mate, and it won't sort of bother you too much more, J-Man. And yeah, nice work, Josh.
Yeah, look, all the best of the recovery there, mate. So we just want to hear it from the horse's mouth what went on there because we missed it, mate. But hey, look, up to that point you had a solid comeback drive, and got it. Just congrats, bro, on the hard work and getting that new Formula wheel. It looks beautiful. I'm sure you're enjoying it in your hands. Well done, mate. We'll talk again soon.
Yeah, cheers, guys. Thanks.
See you, Josh.
Yes.
So there you go. Yeah, and you did touch on it there, J-Man, Josh, with a very nice piece of Fanatec kit between his fingers tonight.
Yeah, so Bungie making that stop as we were just talking with Joshy.
Yes, which is putting down behind, is it Aztec? Actually,
yeah.
So let's just pop up there and have a quick look at that.
And he has got
very
Farmer
clear
right on his ass. Farmer is right there, P4, P5. Couple of really good old mates. These guys. Actually, one of them might have been the other one's best man at some point in time. So a moon ago. So, Farmer looking for an inside move. Oh, it's on. It's on,
It
Davo.
is on. Absolutely, is it on? And oh, very close. No love lost.
Oh, I tell you what, this could end up
Down to
in
the
tears.
S's.
Oh, I tell you what, Farmer will have a run down here, down into the right-hander.
Watch this. Watch this.
I think he might get the job done here because he was very, very strong in the breaks down into the
I
apex here.
think Mudgy. Oh, as Mudgy just gets the up and under, but I think Mudgy just knows he's got a good position.
Between a couple of good old mates here.
Good positions in the race at the moment. So these guys won't want to throw this away. So very tidy stuff. I just noticed Davison there with a bloody front row seat to that whole transaction.
Oh, did he not?
That went on. So
shout out to the 713 car, Steve Melling, who's currently holding down P7, which is a position slightly better than his teammate Ray Stonley, who
at this stage,
who is a race winner here at the GT3 at Asrnz. So great job with Steve Melling doing that there. JB after Stoners there holding up P9. Gunther Rowe, good to see because Gunther really battled hard last week at Kalami. Or as we just commentated Gruesome there because he's just run wide of the apex there at the final turn. We tend to have that effect on people. I don't know what that's all about. We'd like to maybe sort that out, but I'm not sure about that. Yeah. How do we fix that, David? Crossy with a great recovery back to 12th at this point. And I believe the seal's broken, so I'll have to be back in about 1 minute.
Roger. Yeah, Crossland back in 12. Yeah, just a few little niggly mistakes. As you see, I think it's that Josh Pettiger off the circuit again. Really struggling to come with that car. Eddie, Josh. Might just look back at that. Yeah, so not much to see there, just the back end of Josh just having a little bit of a run wide. I think this might have actually been a very same place. He come off and nicked the wall earlier, just before we talked to him in the pits, so I'm sure he's a little gun shy down through there at the moment, and rightly so. So yeah, nice work from Josh there. We might just back up the front here and we see Jackson went out in front of teammate Thomas Satherley, just rounding up the I say that's the Pete Apsey car, the Mercedes, don't you feel that is not Steve Crossland? So yeah, Jackson out in first, Tom Satterley second. Aztec is actually rounding out the top three.
Oh, okay.
Wilton in fourth. Now, this Wilton car has been up and down the field all night and now finds itself in fourth position, J-Man, which really does surprise me. But
okay, what have I missed there? So
very
Jackson
awesome.
First.
So yeah, Jackson has slipped through to put that the pretty well what we would call the 2 car into a first position. So yeah, nice work. Mark Mudgeway still holding out 5th. So yeah, I think that little transaction with Wilton before, I think Mudgy was just really conserving his position there in the race and knew he had something from the Bentley. And yeah, we've mentioned a few times, really nice work from Melling tonight. Josco as well in 6th, Stonley in 8th. Up your game, Craig. Come on, mate. Steve-O's beating you. McDonald in 9th. Ashley Vettigren. Steve Crossan in 11th. He's probably another one that probably should up his game a little. Apsey just right behind him, giving him the hurry up. Awesome stuff. Gunther 03. Kenny Simpson 14. Troy Wilson 15. Rodrigo 16. Damien Jones. We did discuss Damien Jones pre-broadcast. We wondered what sort of race he would have. He does currently have Josh Bedinger right up his clacker. And
who is the Aston on the fence? There's an Aston on the fence.
oh, look out as we see Damien Jones off big time.
Who is
Let's
the
have a
Aston
look
on
at
the
back at
fence?
this.
Is that Craig
So-
Stonley?
I'm not sure. As we just pick up on Damien Jones here, it looks like Josh Rediger behind him as they run down into the old hairpin. Damien Jones gets all sideways in the aquaplanes, gets off. That is Gunther Rowe, I think, that cleans him up. Oh,
I think it was, yeah.
wow. Big off there from the boys. Gunther unfortunately getting tangled up in all that. Back, sorry to interrupt you there earlier, J-Man.
You're right,
what have we
mate.
got
No, I
going on?
just picked up on Stoners that had an incident, dropped him back to 12. He was off track.
So yeah, Stoners was only just back in, I think, 9th position.
I tell you now, it keeps going with 10.5 minutes to go. Farmer's making inroads on Aztec.
On Aztec,
for a
yeah.
podium.
Yeah.
So watch that space.
Yeah, definitely watch that space. I agree.
I mean, it's a 4-second margin, but he's making 2 seconds a lap.
He's close. He's very close, and
What was 4
clearly
seconds,
focused.
4-1 is now 3-6.
Like
so watch
you-
that space.
Like you mentioned, we have seen this car back down as far as 14th from qualifying a lot further up than that. So we've seen it, drop way back down and come all this way back to the top. So clearly the car has pace. Farmer with the eyes on tonight, and we will definitely be watching that margin, J-Man.
Just watching Savily on end, mate. It was so close to being a team touch-up. Mad touching.
Well, these boys sadly not used to it as he goes down the inside and takes Jackson, leaves. Oh,
What, mate? There's no team orders here.
these guys. Again? They've touched up. Here we go. They're very lucky no one in third is close to them. Very messy situation. Aztec well back from that battle. These guys have all the room in the... But J-Man, embarrassing almost situation there for the team, but it was awkward, no loss though, so I'm sure the guys are probably having...
Then it went to 3.6, now it is currently 3.0, so
Yeah.
in the last 2 laps, Farmer's taken out 1.1 seconds out of Aztec. He is coming with 8.5 minutes to go.
And this little battle at the top is not over yet. These guys still going at it. I'm sure there was a little nervous.
We almost need an onboard 3 out of the 700 car. What's it called? No, is it the 600 car? I can't keep up.
Don't worry about it,
It's the
mate.
front car.
Just let me deal with it.
Yeah.
So,
Who's in front? Jackson's in front?
Jackson is clearly in front at the moment, J-Man, and leading Old Sam at the moment. Definitely,
that's a
definitely.
great point, Jakey. It would be 1, 2, 3 from McLaren, if unless Farmer comes in with the Ferrari and pulls the party, that's a good call. Sorry, I didn't pick up on that.
And we are still definitely keeping an eye on Wilton with gains. Look at that car. It's not a very pretty car. It has had its battles tonight. Getting a little bit of room from one of the back markers there. I think that might be Gunther Rowe in the Mercedes as he comes down, and we could see
I think he's
Wilton and Aztec in the same shot there. Again, here we go. So how much gain do you think he's made there?
He's made another second. He's made another whole second.
In one lap.
In 1 lap, he made another, 9 tenths in 1 lap. So
yeah, nice work for Wilton. Very trying conditions too, J-Man. You know, like
he's not afraid of a bit of rain.
Given the conditions, mate, he's doing exceptionally so.
1.9 seconds. As we see Ryan Branson just give him a bit of space. Wow, it is heating up. I'm sort of just ebbing and flowing because I'm watching the Tom Satherley Jackson Lynch battle up in front as well as that ebbs and flows as well. Jackson doing a great job with the exit there.
So we'll just pick up and watch a lap with Tom Satherley in car here, guys, and just enjoy this.
Minutes to go, and the battle is real between the Ghost Team racing horses, Tom Satherley and Jackson Went. Also, a couple of wily old boxes of Aztec and Steve Wilton, aka Farmer, going at it for the podium as well. So I think at this point, definitely the Ghost Team racing has got the 1-2 going on. Which position they finish in is entirely up to them at this point. But certainly the podium is settled between Farmer and Aztec. Farmer taking a week off to sit in the comms box last week has come back with a vengeance over. So it's just coming up to round up a covering, just trying to work out who this
as we just see Satherley just finish that lap of there too, James. Awesome footage there behind teammate Jackson there with the spray on the strip.
Lots of it. Flag to flag, this is going to be it's obviously been a wet race, and you know we wouldn't have called it to you know we'd read the forecast and didn't think it was going to be this bad. So that's a real interesting play, and it'll be interesting to see when we're doing the post-race interviews, Davo, as to what this weather does as it rolls back into another day, but yeah, certainly proper wet out there.
It definitely, and although the forecast has said it's going to clear up, it clearly hasn't. And
Farmer at half a second behind Aztec now, really attacking Davo.
Yeah, he's definitely getting right up towards the under the wing of Aztec, and I'm sure he's getting noticed now. You'll probably see these guys' times come down. Wouldn't you expect J-Man with them getting so close, and a little bit of covering action from Aztec?
Oh,
we just see from Wilton.
Yeah, the big
as he gets the back wheels off the ripple strip, inside ripple strip there, and definitely upset that car.
Well, we've had a positional change at the front as well between Jackson and
so
Tom.
Satherley has got through on
it looks like
Jackson.
Farmer's having a run on Aztec here. Oh, he was very, very close.
So yeah, we'll just stay on this Aztec Farmer battle at the moment. 2 minutes and 20 seconds remaining in this race. Round 8 at Donington. It's been pissing down the whole race, guys. People.
Shit show.
It's been very challenging for the boys. It's relatively incident-free considering there's been a few offs, there's been a bit of elbowing, but here we are picking up final few laps. These few boys, we've got these guys, we've got third and fourth, and we have first and second. Where do you want? Jackson back in front. Unbelievable.
Incredible racing.
We're back up the front.
We actually need 4 cameras going for 4 screens here, guys, but this is all we've got.
Yeah, well.
We'll have to talk to our techie guys about what we've got here, but yeah, this is an incredible battle between these guys. And not to undersell anything from anybody else, as we see Craig Stoney's incredibly close to Kenny Simpson, and there's battles all throughout the field. These guys are just an amazing bunch of sim racers here. So,
right, man. The leader is on the final lap.
Yeah, the leader embarked on the final lap.
Nice work from both those boys, Aztec and Steve Wilton.
Still
at it, coming down in the final corner, very similar to what's going up at the pointy end. Just to watch these boys as they drop down here. Aztec very wide. Will this give Wilton the run? No.
He just wasn't quite tight enough. I'm working over at the teammate, the Go Speed racing car of Jackson Wentz. So those boys going at it at the front too. That's not resolved yet.
Aztec again. Aztec still covering again to 1 and 2.
Yep.
They run down the hill into the old hairpin. Wilton very tight up behind. The aero wash on these cars is dramatic. Oh, deals with it. Unbelievable.
A little bit of grass there, compromised the runner slightly a little bit.
This is the final lap.
Jackson doing a great job through the chicane. I reckon he might have done enough, so the battle
I think he has.
And Aztec to see if this positional change happens.
Here we go.
We've seen Farmer very, very strong through the final 2 corners.
Oh, runs out into the back straight.
He has got a run. Not quite enough. The McLaren proved that
he pulls back.
Yields. And he hasn't
Aztecs run very deep into that corner. I'd be surprised if he doesn't get a corner violation for that.
He will definitely get a violation for that. Farmer, he'll only have one more opportunity. It'll be either here or the final corner, and it won't be here. It'll be the final corner. He'll look to hold the car really, really tight through this final left-hander as we see Jackson Wentz take the win.
And also Tam settling in second.
And
Farmer has nothing for Aztec there. Well done. What an epic finish to that race, J-Man.
Yeah, Mark Mudray for third.
The top 4 position.
Fifth, sorry. Mark Mudray for 5th.
Unbelievable.
Mark coming around the corner for 6th position. A recovering Nick Davidson there had a big run wide just while those boys were going off there.
Yeah.
So Jozzy for 6th. Steve Mowling rounding up, coming up towards the final corner for P7. So great showing from Steve. This will cement his position inside the 10 with 2 rounds to go in this championship. Like I said, there'll be milestones up and down the field for guys, and given the calibre of the drivers of this field, this is a great drive for P7 ahead of the 5 or 6 time champ John McDonald in P8. Steve Crossland with mixed emotions for tonight, I'm sure, still manages to bring home the top 10 in P9. So throws it into the grass for a big spin across the line, not happy probably with the engineering prowess of that car for the night. Ash Vet just rounded the final corner for P10, so that makes up your 10 for the night. Solid effort. Solid effort from everybody for your efforts tonight in these tries. We don't control the weather, but we certainly get entertained by it.
Oh, for sure,
David.
J-Man. Yes, what an epic race, mate. Round 8, and we will round it off, obviously, with driver interviews brought
Yeah.
to you by GoBro Racing, the Hotbox driver podium interviews. And who do we have first?
Yeah, look, we'll grab him down. He's no stranger to us. He's been here as long as the furniture. You know, if we could, we'd probably sit on him like a couch. But Aztec, well done on a hard-fought P3, mate.
Interesting
wasn't
segue. Interesting segue, but
Yeah,
anyway.
yeah. It's probably not quite what you were thinking, but yeah. Anyway, mate, we were with you for those final laps,
Final
holding
laps.
off the famous bloody multi-time New Zealand Supercar champion Farmer. So,
Yeah, no, he was pouring the pressure on. It was awesome.
yeah. So,
Yeah,
I
nice
don't know
work,
what happened
mate.
to the weather there, mate, but it is England, I suppose. You know, anything can happen.
What's up with that? That was
Yep.
unexpected from everybody, I think. We're all
Yeah.
like scratching our heads.
Yep.
But really good job from everybody. There was
Yep.
minimal contact and obviously a few offs, you know, but yeah, really top race. Very orderly given the conditions.
Yep. No, it was a lot of fun. Hard work.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
Yep.
Farmer, congratulations to Farmer, though. That was awesome racing.
Yeah, look, hey, props to
Looked
you
great.
both, mate. You both gave each other plenty of room through those 90-degree left and rights at the back end of the lap. Each lap, it was sort of like there was a little bit of to and fro there, and both guys gave each other plenty of room to go about your racing. So props, mate. Well, a well-earned third position.
Yeah, it's yeah, I'm happy with that for sure.
That'll set up a good Friday. Hey, mate, you've still got it. I don't know what this whole OB and this veteran stuff is about, mate. You're up there mixing it with the best of them, pal. So.
I don't know. I feel really old right now.
Hey, well, look, the adrenaline will rub off shortly and it'll get fucking worse. So,
That's right.
yeah. No, hey, well done, Aztec, mate.
Yeah, thanks, man.
You put on a hell of a show. Congrats, mate.
Yeah, good
Cheers.
stuff, man.
Thank you.
Well done.
Right.
Okay.
Oh, shit, I've put
Next up.
wrong channel.
Next up.
Oh dear.
You
Sorry.
got one job. You know,
Fuck, mate. I'm all over the shop. Hang on a minute. This guy, he hasn't even got his fucking mic on, so we'll just grab him down and talk to him anyway, and hopefully he'll turn his mic on. But Dom Satherley, another absolutely stunning race. You went toe-to-toe with your teammate. A little bit of contact towards the back end, mate, but another really great result, enough to probably extend your championship lead, mate. You'd have to be happy with that.
Yeah, man, that was pretty good, eh? I don't know. I made just some fundamental errors, like, turn the car off.
Look, mate.
Did you see that, boys? I turned the car off.
No. Hey, look, we were partial to it. We missed it because we were a bit wondering what happened. Because I looked down. There was like a 4.6 or 5 second margin, and then all of a sudden there was a positional change with your teammate. So we clearly missed something quite integral there. But yeah.
Nah, I had a 10-second lead up to the stop, and I turned the car off out of the hairpin because it's right next to my talk button. I was talking to Jackson, and I'm going to move that right now.
Yeah. One might want to talk to oneself after a sort of situation like that. But hey, look, it was great. It was a great battle at the start between you, Crossy, and Jackson. You guys were out there trading some good times in the wet. The weather gods, it's Britain, mate. Well, what do you know? You turn up there. It's a great pracky section. Yeah, very much.
No, I wish I did actually, but no, I kept it dry just in case.
Right. So
but actually, it was good
enough.
enough.
Pressures are right though.
First stint, couple PSI low, and then got it right. Just driving the first few laps, spinning the front car. The joke about the front car and the meme about the front car. It's true. I just couldn't give myself the risk to push as much as Crossy could follow, and I eventually got the confidence to go faster, but it took a while.
Yep. Hey, look, you came into this round with I think possibly a 47-point lead in the championship. You've extended this provisionally off the back end of this, mate. 2 rounds to go. You've got one hand on the trophy. You got, the the target's approaching, you got to be pretty happy, wouldn't you?
Yeah, one race at a time, man. Anything can happen. And also, Aztec podium. Good job, bro.
Yeah, no, he's a wily old fox, is old Aztec. He's always in there.
Nice. Yeah, cool, man.
I think the little bit of a bobble through the final chicane, the S's on the last lap was enough to sort of keep the cameras back there, because I think Jackson had enough through the final two after that little bobble. But man, it was a hell of a race, and another well-earned podium position. So, you know, great fight back last week too. I might add, I wasn't obviously too involved in the post-race chit chat at the end of last week, but I'd just congratulate you again on a really solid drive back to a podium on a challenging round last week, but just a really solid drive again this week for a P2, mate. Well done.
Cheers, boys. Yeah.
Right, talk again soon.
User was moved out of your channel. User was moved to your channel.
The top of the the totem, mate, and it was this car beats the other car that's leading the championship. Just so Jackson, just absolutely stellar drive in the wet, mate. Yeah, he is the winner. He's the number one.
Yeah, I don't know how, boys. This is a lucky one today.
Yeah, there's a little bit of contact on pit straight there late in the piece there. A bit of an interesting debrief at the end of this, but
oh no, I don't think there's anything in it. I honestly don't know what happened with that.
Yeah,
you
can play it down, mate, but we'll pump it up for sure.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Oh yeah. No. Screw that guy.
Yeah.
Protesting, I think.
Yeah,
so.
maybe did to him. I'm not sure, but no.
Yes,
it wasn't that bad. You know, we're not one for creating some sort of conspiracy. But
awesome stuff,
hey, look,
man.
outside of that, you know, look, you had a great battle at the start, sort of with Crossy. Crossy obviously had a little bit of a blip there. You got through, settled the car into second position, looked pretty comfortable, and then there was a little bit of even flow. Obviously, Thomas making a bit of a mistake there with the. A bit of an ECU issue or ignition issue or something.
Turning the car off. Yeah.
Hey, look, after that, he's
call it what it is.
Yeah, he still had to get through, and he didn't do it, mate. So we'll chalk that one up as great racecraft, mate. So well done.
Oh, thanks, guys. Yeah, look, it was tough to hold on to it when your tyres are two bar under what they need to be. So it was a really good race. Credit to Tom. I honestly, like, he should have won this one, so there's no, like, you can say excuses all you want. He had me on pace and had us out of the pits, but hey, got to be there at the end. Yeah, no, that's it, guys. Less mistakes. I think he was in the middle of trying to talk to me when that happened, so I'm gonna chalk that up to some strategy.
So you know what you've got to do, mate. Next race, you've got to try and get him talking mid-race, mate.
Yeah. I think that trick only works once. I think he's reassigning that button as we speak. So,
but no, hey, look, we just mentioned to him there's obviously a couple of goals here this season between you boys coming back in here over here at Asrnz, and Tom's all but got one hand maybe on the driver's trophy, and you guys have got a commanding lead on the team. So there's some really good stuff going on there from you boys coming back over here and having a good shot, and by all accounts, watching from here in the comms box, looks like you guys are really enjoying your racing. So well done on a top spot for tonight. It's not your first victory here this season. You've had multiple here, so well done, mate. And we expect to see you again in the final two rounds in one of these positions. So well done, enjoy it.
For round 8, Donington, pissing down rain, challenging race tonight, J-Man, but very exciting and very, very exciting towards the end there. So yeah, epic stuff, mate.
100%.
Round 9 next week. Not sure whether you got any detail on that, but we will thank again ABC Tech for Asrnz's service. As always, mate, they've been there right from the beginning. Zero Vision for all our technical support, of course, and thank you, Aztec, and top effort tonight, mate, and of course,
Yeah.
Superior
Hey,
Joint
and
Selling for sponsoring the GT3 series for
I love those guys.
2021. So yeah,
Thank
well
you for
done.
your support. But make sure you tune in, guys, next week. We have got a 2-hour endurance race at Suzuka. A race this one a couple of years
What's that?
ago. Was a hell of a great race. I enjoyed that track.
Yes,
Great under lights. I'm not sure what the time schedule is. I will post that and bring that to you during the week. But
Suzuka, a
2 hour.
classic,
Yeah.
2 hours at Suzuka. It's going to be
100%.
epic, J-Man. So yeah,
Oh.
really looking forward to that. Thank you for everybody that's joined in live with our Twitch tonight, and thanks everybody for joining us afterwards on YouTube and whatever, J-Man. Awesome stuff tonight. Thank you for joining me again. Let's
Yeah, mate, it's been an absolute blast again. It was nice to sort of have a little bit of a skid the week before, but to tell you what, it's really cool to jump back in after that little skid and watch these boys, especially in these trying conditions, mate.
It was a bit weird last week, so glad to have you back, mate. And
yeah, that was good.
And yes, please, everybody, join us again next week. Same ASRNZ time, same ASRNZ channel. Oh god, that was cheesy. Okay, let's go. See you guys.
All right, Dave.
See you,
See you guys.
Bye.